Hello, and welcome to today's subscriber contract. Back to basics in Mendoza. Set in Mendoza and supplied to us today by Paul Anderson, 37. So moving on to our briefing, 47 is going back to basics in Mendoza. After this, he drives off into the sunset to take a well-earned break. And moving on to our targets, we have 5 of them today, along with a free map. And for today's challenge, we'll be starting as the waiter, and we'll be bringing with us a lethal syringe, a fiber wire, and a silenced pistol. So right from the start and off the bat, we require a couple of items, the first of which is in the storeroom here, and that is a bottle of Pinot Noir. And while we're here, we're also going to turn off and then on again the fuse box, and that will attract the attention of our first target, who is a fiber wire elimination. So we're just going to exit the room, get a good look at our target in the light, and when they go into the storeroom, we can then follow them in, close the door behind us, and then pounce on our target. So one target taken care of. The next target we will go for will be Mr. Yates himself. And we're going to have to do a little bit of running about and setting up. So we're going to head straight down into the cinema, and down here just to our right we will find a microphone that we require. And if we time this right, we should be able to run straight up. No, we haven't. We are a little bit behind schedule, it would appear. So we are going to have to wait for the winery worker to put down his cup of hot coffee before we can retrieve the microphone that is sitting on the flight case just in front of us. So once we have the microphone, we can now make our way upstairs, and we need to place the microphone on the microphone stand. So we need to make our way up to the alfresco dining area, which is on the upper level here, running past one of our targets along the way. We're going to make our way behind the bar first of all and retrieve ourselves some rat poison. That will come in handy a bit later on. And then we're going to make our way up into the villa itself, avoiding the frisk zone by running straight through it, and the guards will lose interest. So up here we're going to grab ourselves one of the tiki torches and then make our way back down to the dining area, and we're going to use the tiki torch to ignite the fire here, which will cook the meat rather quickly, it appears, as almost immediately people will start serving the dinner. So from here we're going to add the microphone we collected to the microphone stand, and then we're going to go over to the amplifier just behind us and turn that up. Now we are still holding on to the flaming torch, because picking the torch up is not an illegal or suspicious act, but dropping it is. So we're going to make our way around to a nice secluded little spot before we drop the torch on the floor. And our next target, Mr. Yates, will be making his way down to this area, and he will give himself a little speech, and when he touches the microphone he will have a shockingly bad retirement.
Excuse me, if I can have everyone's attention, please. So, here is a question. What did Milton Friedman, Ayn Rand, and Ronald Reagan all have to say about retirement? as far as I am aware, not a damn thing. Retirement is hardly the most exciting of
checking
life
with security.
stages, but
Don't
it
suppose I
is
have a
the
choice.
most terrifying. Why? Because the proverbial golf course is the last stop before the morgue? Why no? If anything, we are larger in death. Death holds no fear for the great, the accomplished. No, my friends, the thing that scares me is not the death of Don Yates, but the death of Don Yates' attorney at law. If this seems you great,
So, with our second target now dealt with, we are going to return to the tasting room, which is where we started, and we are going to serve bar down there, or tend bar, and that will draw the attention and the appearance of our next target, Miss Vidal. So we're just going to head straight down into the bar, and we're going to take up position behind the wine glasses here, add our bottle of Pinot Noir that we collected earlier on, add our rat poison to the glass that we collected almost earlier on, and then all we have to do is await the arrival of firstly Diana, closely followed by Miss Vidal.
Why don't you give this a try? Yes, ma'am. I managed to find a bottle of our 2006 Pinot Noir, inspired by wines from the Our Valley. Medium-bodied, fruit-forward, with an aroma of cherries and raspberry. It's to die for.
Pinot, you say? Maybe just one glass. Need to keep my wits about me.
So at this point, Miss Vidal will start to feel the effects of the rat poison, and she is going to make her way across the entrance hall area here, past the reception desk and into the bathroom on the far side. We are going to get there nice and early ahead of her, as our final two targets are also located here. So we're going to make our way straight into the middle cubicle, and if our target is in here, we can then quickly render him unconscious, and he will no longer be a bother to us. Our final target is also in this area, but he doesn't move, so we'll leave him be for the time being. Once Miss Vidal arrives, we can then follow her into the first cubicle. Now, I'm just going to wait around a little bit before we pounce on her, as she is being followed by a guard, and that guard can sometimes make his way into the bathroom and will follow Miss Vidal straight into the cubicle. But luckily enough today, he has taken up position outside of the cubicle, and while we are giving Miss Vidal a impromptu hair wash, he will wander off to the security office. So once Miss Vidal is dealt with, all that's left for us to do is to deal with our remaining two targets, and we have one set up already. So we'll just select our lethal syringe, jab the bodyguard in the back, and then we can take his outfit. There we go, looking rather snazzy. And before we head to the exit, we can open the middle cubicle, pull out our silenced pistol, and eliminate our final target. So all that's left for us to do is to make good our escape, and we could exit with Diana if we had the right outfit on. So unfortunately we can't dance our way out with Diana. We will have to make our way to the next nearest available exit, which is the recently added sedan car exit. And before we actually leave, I've just noticed for the first time that once Mr. Yates has been dealt with, Mrs. Yates comes and sits up here all alone. That's rather depressing, I feel. So there we go, one more subscriber contract taken care of, and we have confirmation all of our targets have been eliminated according to plan. We had no objectives, and we get a silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.